Welcome to the channel. I'm Primal Chaos, and today I'm going to do another band that I'm 100% not familiar with, but I actually have a lot of friends who are into, so this will be an interesting one. The band is Architects, and I just chose the song Animals because it was the first thing that popped up in YouTube, and it seems pretty current. So I might try this one, and then further down the track I'll do something that's older and maybe more of a classic song from them. Yeah, I really wanted to get a feel for where these guys are at currently. So the what I'm expecting, I understand based on the people that listen to these guys, I would suspect that they're probably pretty technical, that they have interesting and intricate compositions, very melodic, as much as you can be melodic in this genre. And yeah, so let's see how my prediction turns out. Again, I'm not familiar with any of these songs, and this is all very new to me. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it like I see it. All right, let's jump straight in. Great visual. Wow. We get it. You vape. Sorry, I had to. I couldn't not do it. Oh, hang on. Oh, that was so cool. Again, like with these sort of bands, and I know, sorry, I don't want to derail this before I even start hearing the song, but they're so creative with filling in the space. You know, like if there's a pause between like a verse and a chorus, or here at the intro, they're so creative at just coming up with intricate and different ways of making those pauses interesting, and that breath is evidence of that. Just like bam, it's just so cool, so very cool. Now let's actually listen to the song. Actually, before we even get into that, I didn't even really realize there's music going on here. Like, it sounds like a semi-clean guitar part that's been reversed, and then there's some chanting or something over the top. Is there lyrics? Do my best with everything. No, the lyrics are backwards as well, so it's obviously designed to be disorienting. Oh. Nice.
Do my best, but everything seems ominous.
Sung vocals, okay. Wow, big sound. Oh, nice. Nice layering. Yeah, it's beautifully harmonized. That's really cool. Again, just taking a small element of a song and just, coming up with a creative way to give it maximum amount of impact for a little bit of effect. And it's so great. The visuals are stunning. It's a really competently shot clip from the cinematography and editing point of view. This is, I mean, honestly, I didn't know what to expect. This isn't it. I was expecting something a little bit more aggressive, and again, maybe that's a change that's happened in their history. I don't know. Maybe they've always sounded like this, but man, what a polished melodic sound. It's so good. Like, it's so mature. You can hear that a mile away. It's got a bit of a less is more approach as far as like not throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks so far. And what I really like is how tasteful the riffs are. Like, if you listen to that original hook that comes in, it just I love it when bands, you know, they can come up with something where they're just plodding along at what seems like a straight 4/4 tempo, but then they'll start accenting it on like the and, you know, like a 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and just to give it a little bit of that sort of stumbling along kind of feel. And it's there's not a lot going on there, but what's going on there is really nice and polished and creative, and that's all you need. That's in fact that's more than enough. I mean, straight away I was like, yeah, these guys, they know what they're doing. They're not overplaying, but what they're putting in there is beautiful. And then these verses are beautifully melodic. He's got a great voice. Really cool.
I do my best, but everything seems ominous.
You can sense that he sings with a lot of feel. Even just if you listen to just the opening line there, he's not just going all out. It's like it's almost whispered. You know, it's like, I try my best. You can imagine him in the studio with his eyes closed, just really vibing with the song. And again, that's the sign of a performer that's been around and knows what they're doing.
Not feeling blessed, quite the opposite. This shouldn't feel so monotonous. It never rains, but it pours. We're just a bunch of fucking animals.
You hearing those backings? That is, man, it's this layering. It's this intricate layering that allows guys like this that are super creative, and also I guess who produced it probably maybe had a hand in this as well. But you can take stuff that's really simple and just add textural elements to it and just elevate everything. Like, that's so cool. That was cute. Watch the guitar player. See how they glitched him out there? That was really cool. The other thing that I'm really admiring is that the drummer is keeping it simple. You know, there's no overplaying. I'm sure towards the end of the song we're going to hear a lot of stuff come out. But like a drummer, particularly from a band like this that's respected for their technical ability and stuff like that, that has the confidence to hold back and just play like a straight bah, da, da, bah. And there's little bits of flourishes and things like that in there, so you know that he's good. But he could be just overplaying the shit out of this, and it's that tastefulness that I really admire. There's so many layers here. Let me see if I can break it down for you, just because I mean, a lot of people are used to just hearing the overall sound, but breaking it down into the sum of its parts can be interesting sometimes. That's a great place to pause. Was it the next bit or this bit? Very cool. Hang on. So you got drums, you got bass, you got the keyboard part doing that sort of rhythmic thing to sort of keep the pace going. I talk about this a lot. When you've got a drum groove like, you need to have something usually in the high end to sort of dictate the rhythm so people can still get an understanding of the tempo of the song, even if it's like a halftime feel. You kind of want that, something like that going on with the it's essentially a hi-hat, like, you know, but they've got that going on. They've also got a sample going through there of a rhythmic sample, like a sort of thing going as well, which just again adds a little bit of sparkle to the high end. It's really well crafted. I'm hearing like a piano sound that's super affected. So you can tell it's a piano because there's a rumble in the low end of those low chords that just sounds like a resonating piano sound. But I feel like it's been squashed through filters and stuff like that, and also swimming with like echoey reverb and stuff like that to sort of make it sound detuned and chorusing and having like elements of swooshiness. You know what I mean? It no longer sounds like a piano, but the elements of the fundamentals of a piano sound are in there. And I think it's doubled up with maybe another synth sound as well, like maybe strings or even just like a whooshy sort of synth sound. Right there, you can hear the as well. That's I'm not sure whether that's a sample of like a rhythmic sample, or it could just be again a synth sound run that has like a gated filter on it. Nice reverb. There's that siren type. Woo! Cool. Again, see, there's that, you know, elements of like that woo woo sort of backing vocal, and now sort of put against this sort of sound, which it sounds like an air raid siren that's been turned musical. Whoop whoop whoop, you know, like that sort of emergency siren sound. And again, these guys have the confidence to make it super simple because you know something else is coming. Listen to just the bass. You see it in the clip. There's no way to treat a microphone. That's what I'm talking about. They're playing with the ands, you know, like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, you know, and it gives it that sort of groove that a lot of metal guys, they just don't get groove. And as much as this is super simple and whatever, it's those little groove elements that you sprinkle in there to make people, you know, it implies a rhythm that's not there, which is really cool. That's what I'm talking about. Did you hear that? You knew where the song was going. It's dream within a back in. But no, we're going to double up this time and go a little bit longer just to throw people off kilter. You know, they don't know what's coming. That's what I'm talking about. So this is the part where I butt in and talk about color blindness. You've seen the ads before. click in the link in the description. You're probably colorblind if you're 1 in 6 guys or you're 1 in 200 women. Go to Enchroma. They'll do an eye test for you through the website. And, you know, find out if you're colorblind. If you decide to buy any of their corrective glasses, use the code CHAOS in the checkout and you'll get 10% off. Back to the review. Okay, so where do we start? Okay, so first of all, I need you guys to help me out in the comments here. What genre is this? Because this doesn't seem like metalcore. It doesn't seem like hardcore. To be fair, I didn't know what to expect. I feel like this is, again, an example, right? I've got no excuse for not having heard this song before, because primarily the whole reason this channel exists is because I always sort of strayed away, just from a taste perspective, from extreme vocals. Not so much the music or the loudness. I'm into metal. I like a lot of stuff. I like aggressive music as well. I like the songs that make me want to drive my car into a wall. But if there's a whole lot of rah or the whole way through, it always kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. And so I avoided bands like that. And honestly, it was a huge mistake. I'm loving this journey I'm on right now. But I mean, I don't know why I never listened to Architects. If this is what they sound like, this is right up my alley. This is exactly the kind of stuff I like. You know, these guys are obviously seasoned. I know this is a newer song and these guys have been around for a while. I'm not even sure how long, but clearly several albums, right? And it's beautifully produced. It's tasteful. It's got just the right amount of edginess to make you feel like you're listening to something that is heavier. But it's still beautifully composed and all of the elements fit together in a really lovely way. But yeah, again, I don't have an excuse. I always just lump these guys into a genre because of my own ignorance. And I think that's something we can all learn from, right? I mean, how many bands out there that you know of, like, you know the name of, but you just assume they're part of a particular ilk that you're not interested in, so you just don't listen to it. You might be missing out on your favorite songs of all time. You know, I mean, clearly, I mean, this is a very, very blanket statement. Outside of like the general unwashed masses of people who don't really care about the content that they take in, with like the vast sums of like just really generic pop music, all of that aside, music fans, if there's a whole lot of people liking a particular niche or a particular band or, you know, whatever, there's usually a reason. You know, there's certainly factors of, there's just people who don't have taste, you know, or they have very different tastes than what you do. But, you know, some, like, even just giving those artists the benefit of the doubt to find out what the hook is might be the next step in a journey that you didn't know you needed to take. So, you know, give a band that you've always heard about but never listened to a chance and just see, you know, like, because this is this should already be on my playlist. And I just always assumed something about the band and about how aggressive they were or how technical. And again, I like technical music. I'm a big fan of power metal bands like Symphony X and things like Dream Theater, where, you know, they're technical for technical sake. I personally prefer, and trust me, I've punished a bunch of their albums, right? I understand where they're coming from and I like it. But for me, I like it when you've got complexity that isn't for complexity's sake. Bands that make complex instrumentation and stuff sound easy and organic is the true genius, right? And that's, you know, bands like Tool and things like that, where, you know, everybody always goes on about the mathematics of it and the, you know, the 9/8 time signatures and 13s and all that sort of stuff. But the thing that's interesting is that there's a lot of bands out there who can do that. And honestly, I thought Architects was one of those bands. But they seem to make it, like in Tool's case, for example, you don't understand that you're listening to 13/8. You don't need to understand that. It just feels like an organic rhythm. It sounds tribal and it sounds easy. It sounds like anybody could do it. Except the people who know that not everybody can do it, you know, particularly Danny Carey. Poor Danny Carey, he's in the news at the moment. But, you know, this is the thing. Step away from your prejudices and take a look at what else is out there. And honestly, I'm going to, see, now I'm in a quandary. I just want to, on my way to work, I just want to listen to these guys' albums, but I also don't want to ruin the chances of having a really good reaction. So what I might do is hit up some of my friends and say, what are some key songs for these guys that I really need to review? And then I'll stay away from listening to those songs, you know. But man, I mean, I've waffled on enough. You guys get it. I love this. This was so good. please, in the comments, recommend more tracks or bands similar to this, because this is really interesting. Even this, but more aggressive, is fine. Like, again, I'm here for the harsh vocals. You know, that's why I'm here. This is the journey. In fact, this probably didn't really play into what I'm going for, but did I learn something new? Yes. So, wow. Anyway, I've been going on too long. Thank you so much for sticking around. Again, I love you guys for jumping in the comments all the time and giving me recommendations. I've been keeping a list. I'm not ignoring them. I'm trying to reply to everybody at this stage while I still can. It's taking up more time than I thought it would. But yeah, you guys have been great. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And so if you dug this, please subscribe, hit the bell, and there'll be plenty more where that came from. Cool. Rock on.